Why are so many people moving out of Arizona? And why are so many of the locals and natives to Arizona starting to hate it here? Hi, I'm one of those Arizona natives, and I'm not necessarily disliking what's going on, but I also don't necessarily love the changes that are happening. So, one of the main reasons is we have a lot of population overgrowth right now. Within the last year alone, we had over 282,729 people move to Arizona in the last year. And a lot of people moving here moved to get away from the city madness, only to move to a place where the city became mad again in the next couple of years of them living here. And in my personal opinion, we are looking a little bit like California these days. And I can say that because I used to live in California for a very small amount of time. And at the same time, we have nearly 205,000 people actually move out of the state of Arizona to other locations. And if I'm being honest with you, a lot of those people are people who moved here to Arizona from another state, thinking that they were gonna like this state more, and then realizing, oh, Arizona's kind of the same as it was where I just came from. So it is what it is, unfortunately. However, everyone has their own opinion, and it's going to determine on where you live in the Phoenix Metro to see exactly if it's the same as where you're coming from, because each part of the Phoenix Metro is pretty different when it comes to cost of living, home prices, schools, parks, just the ecosystem over there. It's all a little different. So keep that in mind as well. Not every single city in the Phoenix Metro is equal. Number 2 is the rain smell. Not as fresh as you may think. Here in Arizona, the smell is a lot different. A lot of people who move out here don't necessarily understand what the monsoon seasons and the rain is going to be like here in Arizona. A lot of people who move here think that the rain, when it rains, it just smells dirty and gross. And I'm not talking dirty like the trash cans or garbage cans or dumpsters like when you're walking down downtown LA or San Francisco, places like that. No, I'm talking about like desert dirt. You're moving to a desert, okay? Keep that in mind, you guys. You are moving to a desert and it's not going to be clean. It's just not. I don't mean dirty clean like downtown LA or Manhattan. I'm talking about dust, and that's another thing we'll get into. What I'm talking about is the creosote smell. So a lot of people are moving here thinking the rain is going to smell super clean and sweet because you're moving to a desert. No, it is going to smell like creosote. Creosote is a native plant here in Arizona, and every time it rains, you can smell the oils seeping off of the plants. It is something that us natives absolutely love. As an Arizona born and raised native, smelling the creosote bush is one of my favorite things to do. I know that sounds so weird, but when I'm going on a hike after it just rained, it smells like nature. It smells just so uplifting, and I absolutely love it. Any Arizona native does, but most people who are moving here from out of state think it smells gross. And I guess we love it. Us natives love it because we know that it just rained, and we barely get rain here in Arizona. So when it rains and we smell that, it brings us so much joy. We just get so excited. All right, going into number 3. So a lot of people are thinking that Arizona is way more affordable than a lot of other states. That is not the case anymore. The cost of living has actually tripled over the last couple of years, and there's a lot of Arizona natives who grew up here who can't even afford to purchase a property anymore. And it's a bummer unless they want to go on the outskirts of the city, which is probably going to be about 45 minutes to their job. So they're going to have a 45-minute drive there and a 45-minute drive back, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass, honestly. The cost of living is making it nearly impossible for medium to low income families to be able to afford to purchase a home, which is also pushing out a lot of first-time home buyers here in the state of Arizona. And we're actually seeing that in a lot of other places across the U.S. in big metropolitan areas as well. And it's unfortunate because a lot of younger millennials and Gen Zs are unable to purchase in this economy due to lack of affordability and reliable housing. And that also brings us into the politics. I've had so many people moving from California or Oregon or Seattle, and you guys, I try to keep it as professional as possible with these conversations. However, one of the main reasons why so many people are moving away from Arizona is because of the politics here. And I'm not talking about, red versus blue, blah, 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 right? I'm talking about how we were grown up into it being one thing, and now all of a sudden it is turning into something completely different. And you can see that in places like Houston or Austin or other really, really red states. And it's heartbreaking to see, your hometown that was in some way a cultural place politically, right, turning into something completely different that you don't necessarily understand or necessarily want to be a part of. A lot of people are leaving AZ because of what happened in the last election. We turned blue. And if you are from California, chances are a lot of the residents here are blaming you. And a lot of Arizona natives are blaming people moving from California and other blue states that are moving here as to why we turned blue. And it's very unfortunate and it's heartbreaking. I'm not one of those people, but I have seen it happen, and I have had so many people. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen comments on my YouTube pages and my Instagram pages telling me stop bringing people here from California, stop helping California buyers purchase here. And that to me is crazy, because most of my California buyers that are moving here from California are actually trying to get away from their blue state as well. So it's interesting to see. One of the main phrases you guys are going to hear when you move here, wherever you're moving from, is "Don't California my Arizona." We have stickers on back of cars. We have signs put up everywhere. It's kind of crazy. And unfortunately, that is kind of what is happening here in AC right now. That is the gist of that political topic that I'm going to get into. And no, I will not have a conversation with anybody on this, so please don't ask. Number 4, main reason why so many people are not liking it here in Arizona and they are leaving is because of the heat. A lot of people are moving here during the winter, in the spring, and then all of a sudden summer comes and they've never spent a day in the Arizona heat a day of their life, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is not what I expected. 112 degrees is a little too much for me, and they hate it. They realize that they made a huge mistake and they can't just hop in their pool because their pool is like bathwater, and they choose to leave. So that is one thing. A lot of those people are also choosing to rent out their properties here in Arizona and only have winter homes here. So that's another thing that you can do. But yes, that is one of the reasons why so many people who think that they are going to love it here in Arizona decide to leave as well. Because keep in mind, you guys, we are a desert. We are not like California. We do not have 70-degree weather throughout the summer, or 80, 90-degree weather by the beach. No, it is going to be triple digits for a couple months in a row sometimes. I think in 2023, we had a full month and a half where we were just above triple digits the entire month and a half. And a lot of people left because of that. Number 5 is it's not as pretty as a lot of people thought it was going to be. You guys are probably looking at videos of, certain neighborhoods that have tree-lined streets like Verrado, like this video right here. Or you're looking at videos of Sedona and the Grand Canyon, and you're looking at, all of these beautiful destinations in Arizona. But when you move to the Phoenix Metro, it's just dirt. You look across the way and there's just a mountain and it's brown. And some people don't necessarily love that. So they're here for a few months and they're just over the desert. They're over the dirt, the brown, and a lot of people moving out of state want more green and they want to feel more homey just as much as they want to get out of the heat. So that is one big thing. So keep that in mind, you guys. If you are a very big nature lover and you love the green and you love the water and you love walking through the woods, you like walking through cacti, Arizona may be for you. But there's not going to be a lot of green here. And honestly, there is more green in some neighborhoods than others, but a lot of our landscaping is very, very desert landscaping, and grass is pretty non-existent. And if you have grass, guess what? Your water bill is probably going to be through the roof. You can have a pool for that. So keep that in mind. Number 6 is the school system. The Arizona state school system is one of the lowest in the U.S., so keep that in mind, you guys. We are ranked about 46th last time I checked. Do your research on this as well. If you are a family, if you are a parent, you should be doing this research. But we are ranked pretty low. So keep that in mind, you guys. There are a couple cities here in the state of Arizona that are okay and decent and have A+ accredited schools. But know that we are also not necessarily the best when it comes to a public school system. I went to public schools out here and I think I turned out pretty good. My siblings and my nieces were all turning out great. But, it is what it is. To each their own, right? So those are some of the main reasons why a lot of people are hating Arizona right now and are choosing to relocate to another state or even another country right now. So If you guys are looking to move here, if you have other questions about what is going on in Arizona, comment below, or better yet, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'm here to help serve and support you at the highest possible level. If you're looking to move here, stay tuned for my next video about living in Litchfield Park. It is one of the most beautiful, best cities to live here in the West Valley in the Phoenix metro area.